Hello and welcome to another tutorial on WordPress. In this tutorial, we are going to talk about Yoast Seo. Yoast is a very helpful plugin for setting up search engine optimized data of your website. Whatever pages and posts that you add to your website needs to have certain SEO content for specific tags, which are fairly easy to update using Yoast Seo. So we had installed the plugin and activated it. Now we are going to check the settings. When you hover the mouse over to Yoast Seo in the left menu bar of your dashboard, go to General. Here you can see that the plugin shows first time SEO configuration. That's fine. There are 0 problems as of now. There are 2 notifications. That is in the general dashboard. Go to features. Here you need to specify what all do you want to enable on your website. You want to enable SEO analysis? Yes, it's on. Readability analysis? Yes, because we want to see that how friendly is the content that we have added on our pages and posts. How readable it is, how user-friendly it is. That kind of analysis is provided by Readability Analysis. Corner store content? Yes. If you want to mark any content on your website as cornerstone, you can do so using this. Text link counter? Yes. So we are basically keeping all of these features on. Next is Xml Sitemaps. Yes. So Yoast is going to create the XML sitemaps for you. Write integration? Yes. Admin bar menu? Yes. Security, no advanced or schema settings for authors on. Usage tracking. This is what is used by Yoast to track certain data on your website while you are using Yoast. So only if you give consent to it, they will track it, otherwise not. You have an option to either enable it or keep it off. REST API head endpoint on. Save changes. Next we have the Webmaster Tools. Here you need to enter the verification code of your search engine platform where you have submitted your website for indexing. Whether it's Baidu, Bing, Google, Yandex. All of these are search engines on which you can submit your website for indexing. So whatever code you get from there, you need to enter that here for integrating that with Yoast. Next, search appearance. Here you see under the general setting that the title separator is a hyphen. Generally, this is the format that is used, but you have an option to choose from the other available options. Knowledge graph and schema.org. Here you need to specify whether it is an organization or a person to whom this website belongs to. Then you need to enter the organization details, that is the name and the logo. So you can upload the image of the logo from here and save changes. Next is content types. What all content do you want to keep? the SEO enabled for posts? Yes. Show post in search result? Yes. Show SEO setting for post? Yes. SEO title. What should be the title of the SEO? That is the page or the post that you are wanting to index. How should the title be presented in the search results? Now here you can also add other variables. Suppose I click on insert variable. Here you get an option to add more details. For example, here I already have the title page separator and the site title. If I also want to add the primary category, so I will add a separator first and then a primary category, which is not generally advisable because we want to keep the title more relevant. So we will stick to the title and the site title. The title and the site title. Next is the meta description. Now here you can add some variables for meta description. For example, you want to enter the site title or the separator and title and the primary category. It entirely depends, but generally we do not add specific variables. We rather add the description for each and every post and page that we add to the website individually. Schema settings. Default page type is the web page. You can either keep it as an item page or any specific page that you want to keep, but this is the default page type, so we will keep it as web page. Default article type is article. These are schema related options, so we will go by the default only. Here in the article type you can choose if your website is related to news articles or social media postings or tech related articles, so you can use those specific schemas. But in general scenario, a post or an article would relate to the article schema only. Next is the pages. That was for post, now this is for the pages. Same details go in here. Same, just like we saw for the post. Here again, you have to specify if you want to change the title with extra variables or if you want to add some description. Next is my templates for Elementor library. I do not want this to be indexed, so I'm going to say hide. Hide the settings and do not show my templates in search results. That is, I do not want it to be indexed. Next is products. Yes, I want to show products and the same settings goes in here. Under the schema settings here, you can choose item page or a checkout page. Because these are products, so we will keep that as item page. Next is Moodle Courses. Now this is another type of posts that we have on our website. Now here again you can choose if you want them to be indexed or not, and you want the SEO settings for them or not, and what is the default page type, and we will keep it to web page. Show the archive for Moodle Courses in search results, yes. SEO title for that archive page is this, and save changes. Next is media. Redirect attachment URLs to the attachment itself, yes. Next is taxonomies. Taxonomies are basically the categories and the tags that we have on our website. Now, do you want to enable SEO for categories? Yes. Do you want it for tags? Yes. Do you want it for formats? You can decide to disable. Similarly, product categories and product tags, those were post categories and post tags. These are product categories and tags. Product shipping classes. Now suppose you have some shipping classes and you are into shipping, then you can keep it enabled. Otherwise, you can disable this. Course categories, yes, you want to keep it enabled. Testimonial categories, no. I don't want to index it. Category URLs, remove the categories prefix, keep or remove, entirely depends if you want to keep it or not. Next is archives. Do you want to keep the author archives? Depends if you want to keep it, otherwise you can disable. Date archives, special pages. So all these we can keep to default. Breadcrumbs. If you want to enable this, keep it, otherwise we can disable. If you enable breadcrumbs, then you will for sure have to specify what kind of separator do you want. Next is the anchor text for the homepage. Now this is another level of navigation that you provide. Generally we omit this because we already have a navigation bar using which we are displaying the option to the user to navigate through the website. Now showing the hierarchy of where exactly the user is. That is basically what the breadcrumbs is used for. We generally do not duplicate the navigation, so we keep it disabled. RSS, these are the RSS feed related settings. Now, next is social. Here you can enter all of the social media URLs, that is your account specific URL to which you want your Yoast Seo to be linked to or the website to be linked to. Next is Facebook. Add Open Graph metadata. Here you need a Facebook app ID if you want to enable this. As per the latest notification from Facebook, this Facebook app ID will be required for linking your WordPress sites to Facebook or Instagram. So for that, we will see that in a different tutorial because that is a different aspect. We will see how to create a Facebook app ID. Next is Twitter. It is enabled. Next is Pinterest. If you want, you can add the details for Pinterest as well. Next is tools. These are a few tools that are available under Yoast which you can use. Next what we have is when you go to post, all post, select a post that you have written, click on edit. Now when you scroll down towards the end of the text that you have written or the content that you've written for the post, you will see there is an option for Yoast Seo. And then you see SEO. Focus key phrase. Here you need to add a specific key phrase for which your post should be ranked or should be searchable. That is also the key phrase that is used in your blog post. So suppose you've written it about online education. That should be the key phrase here because that is exactly what your blog post is about. Next, Google Preview. This is how the mobile result would look like and this is how the desktop result would look like. Now here you click on Edit Snippet. Once you click on that, You get this SEO title. This is the default that we had set up in Yoast, and you also get an option to add variables from here itself. That is for the individual post. Next is the slug, that is the title of your post. Next is the meta description. Here you need to enter some description about the post that you have written. Basically, the crux of the post that you have added. You need to write it here. And as you continue to write, you can see that the color of this bar has changed to green. That is, the length of the description is good enough now. But when you are going to exceed the limit, it is going to change to orange. That means you should reduce some content and keep it green. And of course, this has to be relevant and meaningful description related to the content that you have added in the post. Next is SEO Analysis. Here you can see that what is good is green. The text length is good, that it contains 15 or 5 words. So ideally, a blog post should be 1500 words and above, which is a good text length. Next is something that needs improvement, the image alt attributes. SEO title width. It is too short because the title that I have written here is just the demo title, and here it is giving you a suggestion. Use the space to add key phrase variation or create compelling call to action copy. Something that is very intuitive for the users or the visitors to click on. That is a call to action title. What are the other problems? Are outbound links. No outbound links appear in this page. So outbound links are the links that are for an external site. Internal links. No internal links appear on this page. So you can add some internal links. That is, suppose you have 2 or 3 blog posts or pages or courses within your site and you want to link them to another blog post. So you can do that kind of linking on some keywords, maybe in the blog post. Key phrase length. No focus key phrase. That is what we have not added. And meta description length. Now these are the things that you need to keep in mind. This is the analysis that Yoast is giving you. So once you add all of these details and make sure that these are met, you will see that your blog post will be in a better position to be indexed and ranked. Readability. Here it is giving you the analysis for readability. It has passive voice, that is good. Consecutive sentences, that is good. Paragraph length is good. None of the paragraph is too long. Sentence length is great because we generally avoid conjunctions. We keep it short, crisp, meaningful, relevant, so that it is more readable. Subheading distribution. So you should add some subheadings in the blog post. Transition words. Add some transition words. Flash reading ease. This is very difficult to read because this is just the dummy data that I have added. This is not really anything meaningful. Social. Select an image for Facebook. Modify your Facebook title by editing it right here. and modify the description for Facebook as well. Same as for Twitter. So you can add the details for Facebook and Twitter here. Once that is done, you will see that here it is going to change. The readability and the SEO analysis will change once you make the recommended changes here. So on the right sidebar, you can see under the Documents section, Yoast gives you the exact analysis that it has done for your blog post. Similarly, you can check out for pages and other posts that you have. For example, we've enabled it for courses as well, products and categories. So you can check out the same details for all of those that you have enabled Yoast for. So that is about this tutorial on Yoast SEO. This is how you can specify the settings and then set up individual posts, pages, different categories, tags on your website which are SEO optimized. So that's about this tutorial. If you found this tutorial helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.